Hey guys, it's Steve from WrestlingRingPost.com. Sorry about not having an episode of The Hard Way tonight. Mick is pretty sick actually. So I figured I would just get on my webcam and just talk about the Survivor Series pay-per-view. Right now it's about 6:30 Eastern. So pay-per-view starts in about an hour and a half. So I figured I'd just go ahead and I would just discuss what's going on tonight's pay-per-view. Just talk about it. I'll give my predictions. Um, Pay-per-view looks pretty decent tonight for once, finally, especially after having a couple pay-per-views that really haven't been great at all. So I guess I'll start at the bottom, work my way to the main event, which we all know who's in the main event. There's a Divas title match tonight between Beth Phoenix and Eve. I could care less, really, especially after just screwing up Beth Phoenix and Natalia. They should be running just destroying every other diva in the league. But sadly, they have been pushing them to the into the ground more or less, not pushing them up, but pushing them down, forcing them down. And I would like to see Beth Phoenix win, but I do believe that Eve's going to win. Probably gonna be some weird interference between Kelly and I think it's with Alicia Fox is with her. I'm sure that Natalia's going to be doing something, but whatever. Sadly, the wrong person is going to win that match. That'll lead into the U.S. title match between Dolph Ziggler and John Morrison, which they have actually been building up a lot, especially considering that the rumor that Morrison is leaving the company. He's been winning a lot of matches. Now, that could just be to help Ziggler look more powerful when he does beat Morrison tonight. But I actually go in the opposite. I'm going to say that Morrison is going to win the U.S. title tonight. Most likely, he's probably already resigned, or this is some kind of way of trying to get him to stay in the league. I don't really know. I like Ziggler. I really can't stand John Morrison anymore. He's pretty much generic. It's like listening to a generic Jim Morrison. That's all I can really say about that. Then there is the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series tag team match, which used to be every match on this pay-per-view, sadly, and now we just have just one of these. It's Team Orton, which is Randy Orton, Sheamus, Mason Ryan, Kobe Kingston, and Sin Cara versus Team Barrett, which is Wade Barrett, Cody Rhodes, Jack Swagger, Hunico, who's the Sin Cara Negro, as they once said when he was the Black Sin Cara, and Dolph Ziggler. That can't be right. Well, whatever. I might have screwed up. I got the listings from a couple days ago, so I thought that there was. If they put on both matches, that's gonna be weird. Okay, well, whatever. Um, I think Orton's gonna win. Now I'll predict. I think Orton's team is gonna win. Orton's gonna win. I will predict who's gonna be on his team and who's gonna be. I think that Orton, Orton, Sheamus, Mason, Ryan will be left, and that would be about it. I see Hunico getting eliminated early, especially because they seem to not really care about him being. I mean, he's already lost matches as Hunico, which is a dumb idea. You got this new guy, you should be getting pushed a little bit more. Ziggler, if he is in this match, I guess, if I didn't screw up, then he'll get eliminated early. They'll make up something about, he's wrestled two matches, or him and Swagger will get into it, or something to do with Vicky Guerrero will end up screwing up the match. Barrett will probably be the last one and just, get his rear end kicked constantly. That leads into the World Heavyweight Championship match between Mark Henry and The Big Show, which actually I'm liking. I'm liking the build up. I'm liking the idea of these two big behemoths fighting in a match, a rematch that ended in, I guess, I don't know if it's a DQ or just it just kind of ended since the ring broke. You can't really have a match when your ring breaks, except ask Del Rio and Cena, who had a match afterwards. But anyways, I think Henry's gonna win. Big Show has a good chance of winning this. I could just see them randomly giving him the belt, even though they pushed Mark Henry to the sky. But I think they're going to stay with Mark Henry. Mark Henry deserves it. I don't see why he doesn't deserve it. He should stay the champion for a while. Gives credibility to that belt too, something that both belts sorely, sorely need. which then goes right into the next WWE Championship match, which is the WWE Championship match. Well, go figure. Between Alberto Del Rio, and CM Punk. I don't know. In some ways, this is the weakest card in the match outside of the Divas title and the U.S. title. Even the U.S. title, I don't know. I mean, Punk just comes out, says random crap on the mic, gets those smarks all, ooh, hey, look at this, look what I can do. And I can say things, that are going to get people under people's, going to be like, hey, look at this. I know this because I read the internet. I mean, that's all I feel. Del Rio's like a real character. I actually do like Del Rio a lot. He's just great. He's just fun to be around, fun to watch. So I think this is a toss-up. This is Survivor Series, though. If Show doesn't win the world title, then Punk will probably win the WWE title. But I really wouldn't. So I'll pick Punk. I really wouldn't be surprised, though, if they picked Del Rio to win the title, to retain the title, because he's got a good run. He hasn't really had it too long. I still think that maybe Punk, they don't like him as much still. Maybe Nash runs in and stops him from winning. That's one way to go. But I think I'm gonna, regardless, I will still pick Punk. That leads into the main event, which is the Miz and R-Truth, the crazy outsiders that took over CM Punk's slot against John Cena and the returning Rock, The Rock. I guess I should always say the in front of it. Well, I think this is a no-brainer. I do think that Rock and Cena are going to win. I don't think you're going to have them lose their Rock's. I don't think Rock is not going to lose his first match back, especially because he's going to lose at WrestleMania. That's just going to happen. He's going to lose there. Now, would I not be surprised if Miz and R-Truth win? No, I wouldn't be surprised. I can see them. Rock doesn't need it. Doesn't need to push. Cena doesn't need to push. Miz and R-Truth, not that they need to push, but if anyone was to benefit the most out of any of them, it probably would be those two. So I could see them very well easily winning this match, and probably some Cena Rock, miscommunication on purpose kind of thing to, that screws the match up so that it leads into their feud later on. I've heard that there might be a 2 out of 3. This might be a 2 out of 3 falls match. Remember, I remember reading that rumor a while ago. So maybe instead of them doing that, they just have Rock in 3 matches. And this is one of the matches. They could have another match maybe after WrestleMania, which is like a return match between Rock and Cena. That maybe would be what they're going for here. I'm not really sure. I do think that Cena and Rock are going to pull it out. Most likely, there'll be definitely turmoil between the two, but they'll end up that'll be at the start. Then they'll start working together as a team because that's how the face guys always do it. And if I'm going to say someone's going to take the fall, it's going to be R-Truth. It's not going to be the Miz. They like the Miz a lot more than R-Truth. But anyways, it looks like it's actually going to be a pretty decent card. The Divas match even might be entertaining. The U.S. title match might be entertaining, but I doubt it. I really do. The rest of the matches look pretty solid. At least there's build up for pretty much every match though, and so that's pretty good. That's pretty good for WWE pay-per-view. I mean, it's Survivor Series. It's one of the big 4. So with that, I say that the pay-per-view is going to do pretty well. And next week we will hopefully, if Mick somehow is in the hospital, I guess we should have an episode of The Hard Way Out. So see you guys later.